Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. The past couple weeks we've had lots of fun sculpting Ed and Eddy, and now it's time to sculpt the Ed with the double D's. What? That sounds terrible. So today we're going to be finishing up this trilogy by taking the smartest, most anxious, most hygienic member of the cul-de-sac and dragging him straight into real life, giving him a makeover he never asked for. So without further ado, double D. Something I've always loved about the show is that all the characters have pretty unique head shapes, including Double D here. So once I was done mutilating that ball of clay, we could go ahead and insert a couple of pre-baked eyes that I made off camera, following that up by adding his lower eye bags by taking a piece of rolled out clay, applying that to the under eye, then using the back end of my X-Acto knife and a silicone sculpting tool, I add some wrinkles and blend it in. Unlike the other two Ed boys, he's got a little bit bigger of a schnoz, so we're going to be forming that up by taking a dank nug of clay, then giving it a rough nose shape, applying that between the eyes, and I use a ball stylus to poke in his little nostril holes, then using that same tool I blend it out. As for Double D's mouth, I went ahead and took the backside of my X-Acto knife, carving a nice little slice through his face. Once I was happy with the shape of the mouth, we could add these little bits to the corners to build up his little smile cheeks, blending it in with a small ball stylus. I then finished everything off by adding a little bit of detail to the inner corners of the mouth. Now Double D's in a desperate need of a neck, so we're going to be taking a chunk of clay, tapering it off one end and flattening out the other, almost making a golf tee shape, slapping that on the bottom of the face, then using a sculpting tool in my fingers, we blend that out. And before the head gets a little too heavy, we're going to be inserting this little piece of armature wire up the neck just to give it a little bit more support. As for Double D's ears, I went ahead and just took a small ball of clay, smashing it flat, slicing it in half. I then do a little bit of shaping before sticking those onto the side of the head, and following that up with a small ball stylus, I go ahead and give it those inner ear details. I was pretty happy with how the face and ears were looking, so we could go ahead and start adding his hat. To build up Double D's floppy beanie, we're going to go ahead and wrap a flattened out piece of clay around his head. Go ahead and slice off that excess bit. I then leave a little hole in the top where I'm going to be inserting this little piece of tin foil that we're going to just wrap it around. This is going to give it a little bit more support and also help cut down some of the weight. I did a little bit of detailing with the silicone sculpting tool. We're good to go. I felt like his eyes looked a little too cartoony, so we are going to be adding an upper eyelid by just taking a flattened out piece of clay, laying that over top, cutting off the excess, and then we could just go ahead and start blending that in. After a couple touch-ups around the eyes and mouth, we could go back to the hat, adding a little bit of texture using the grippy part of my X-Acto knife. Just roll that over the top of the hat. I then take a natural sponge, dabbing that along the surface of the face. This just helps give it a little bit more texture. As for the little strands that stick out from the back of his hat, I am going to be doing the same thing that I did for Eddy, taking these little pieces of armature wire, sticking them underneath the hat, letting them stick out just a little bit. I was pretty happy with how the head was looking, so let's stick it in the oven for its first bake. And with Double D's head back and baked from the oven, we could go ahead and start bulking out that body. To start things off, we take a chunk of clay, rolling it up to the slender cylinder before cramming it up that little piece of armature wire. I then take the back end of a paintbrush to start to draw a line kind of where the belly and pants meet. Once I was happy with the torso to leg ratio, I could go ahead and start adding some more details to the shorts. Using a variety of different sculpting tools, I go around separating the legs, adding little wrinkles here and there. I then take the back end of my X-Acto knife to draw on that little zipper sleeve, just to add some crotchal detail. I then take a few pieces of armature wire, sticking them into the bottom of the shorts to make up his legs, and I also do the same thing for his arm. I went ahead and put that in the oven real quick just to save our spot before moving on to details. As for those details, we're going to be starting on the lower part of his shirt, taking a flattened out piece of clay, I wrap that around the torso, slicing off the excess bit, blending off the top portion and that seam in the back, making sure I keep the bottom nice and crisp. I then use the back end of my X-Acto knife, rolling that over the top of the surface to add some wrinkles before adding on his collar. For this, I just took a piece of clay, wrapping that around the neck, and then just giving it a little bit more shape, and then we could start working on his arms. Double D's got some pretty thin arms, so this should be pretty easy here. I'm just going to be coating it in some liquid Sculpey, then wrapping a flattened out piece of clay around that, slicing off the excess bit, blending in that seam and giving it a little bit more arm detail before doing the exact same thing to the other arm. As for his sleeves, much like the bottom of the shirt, I just wrap around a flattened out piece of clay, cutting off the excess bits and then using a tool to blend it in and tuck it in underneath the arm. After doing the same thing to the other side, we could go ahead and move down to his legs. Now, because Double D's rocking some thigh highs, we're going to be doing the exact same thing that we did for the arms. Once we got his legs all sleeved up, we could add the lower portion of his shorts. I felt like his shorts were looking a little too much like a flotation device, so we're going to be adding these little chunks that stick off the end just to give it a little bit more overlap. Much like the bottom of the shirt, I just wrapped around a flattened out piece of clay, blending in the top portion, making sure that the middle has that crease. Then I go ahead and duplicate the exact same thing for the other side. Going back to his socks, we're going to be giving it that signature tube sock look by just taking a small ball stylus, going up and down, making these little ridges that go around. Up next, we got his tiny little feet. For this, we're just going to take a ball of clay, rolling it out into a large jelly bean shape, slicing it in half, taking one of those slices, tapering off the back, then we could just wrap that around the leg. As for Double D's meaty paws, we're going to be doing the same thing that I do for pretty much all of my hands by taking a ball of clay, smashing it flat, cut off the two sides, making sure I at least save one of those for the thumb. He only has 3 fingers, so we're going to go ahead and chop those out. After a little bit of fondling, we can have ourselves a few fingers and we can reattach that thumb. Taking the back end of my X-Acto knife, I blend that thumb in and then also add some inner hand details. I went ahead and made the other hand off camera, and all we need to do now is stick those onto the end of the arms. And to make sure those hands don't fall off in the future, I used a little bit of bacon bond, then just went ahead and blended those in. I was pretty happy with how he's looking, so we could go and stick him in the oven for its final bake. And with Double D back and mighty crispy, we could go in and start the painting process. I like to start things off by giving the entire thing a base coat of its initial base coat colors, starting from the bottom, working my way to the top. For his shoes, I just went ahead and used one color here. It's magic blue. Once I let that fully dry, we could go ahead and do the sole of the shoe. For this, I just use a color called parchment. It's kind of like an off-white. Once I got that coated, we could go ahead and move on to his socks. As for these glorious thigh highs, it's just gonna be straight out of the tube cadmium red. I'm gonna be slapping these on pretty thick. Once I got everything evenly coated, we could go onto his shorts, which are purple, which, let's be honest, his style is trash. What was he thinking with these? Gosh. Anyway, as for his shirt, I went ahead and mixed up a couple colors here. Mixed up orange and a color called dark flesh, which is kind of a yellowish orange. I wanted it to look like his shirt was almost faded. Once I got that shirt evenly coated, we could go ahead and start adding the skin. As for this flesh tone that I'm getting here, I'm mixing 3 different colors, starting with a 50-50 blend of unbleached titanium and dark flesh, and then a tiny bit of cadmium red. Once I was finished with the arms, we could go ahead and move on to the head. We're going to be using the exact same color here, obviously, but the only difference is I like to water it down just slightly. That way I can add multiple layers. This just helps kind of retain some of the details. And with Double D's fleshy bits all painted up, we could go ahead and finish things off by painting his hat and little hairs sticking out the back black. And with all the base coats done, we could go ahead and start adding some details, starting with these 2 little stripes that go alongside his little beanie. And this is the part where things start to actually look more alive. We're going to be using a lot of washes here, starting with 2 different varieties of reds. First one being cadmium red and the second one being crimson. I like to start things off by watering down the washes pretty significantly, and then from there I just build up layers, adding more depth, letting it sit on the surface, and after it sits there for a few seconds, I go ahead and dab it off with a cloth. Once I get those red washes to my liking, I'll go over top of it with a very watered down version of the initial color to help kind of bring everything together. Once I was happy with how the head was looking, we went ahead and gave the arms and hands the exact same treatment. As for the eyes, I'm going to be using a very watered down crimson red wash to go over the entire eye. I then go in with a damp cloth just to dab out the center. This just gives it a real nice bloodshot look. As for the shirt, I start things off with a dark orange wash just to help emphasize those wrinkles and folds. And once I let that wash completely dry, we could then go over top of it with a light orange dry brushing just to help bring out some of the texture that I added to the shirt. As for the shorts and socks, I just use a black wash, letting it sink into all those cracks and details. I also add a little bit to the t-shirt just to give it a little bit more grunge before moving on to the eyes. Now, despite the fact that in the cartoon they only have black pupils, I have been adding colors to the eyes, starting with Ed with green, then Eddy got blue, so I just feel like it's appropriate that he gets brown. After getting those brown dots in, we could go ahead and finish it off by adding a black little pupil, and then we could add just the glossiness, and for this I'm going to be using this Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme Mod Podge. I feel like it does a pretty good trick of making things glossy. It is in the name. And with that and a little bit of off-camera detailing, we're onto those JCPenney glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below of who you would like to see me sculpt next. I'll see you next time.